Hello and good day. We are still here looking at this Commodore Model 4016, and as I said before, it looks, cosmetically not bad. I have installed on it something so that we can, it's funny, I almost feel like if I was going to do this in a museum, I would do this. I would put it on a little thing like this so it could slowly turn. So if you see the sides, pretty clean. Little mark up here, that'll probably, oh, there's a scratch in there. Not too bad. Things happen. This might have been in a school setting, you just never know. Anyway, as we come around the back, various things to tell us, don't open it, lest you might, well, it doesn't say anything about voiding your warranty, but it does mention high voltage, and you know what? There is. So there's one thing over here, I'm not sure if that will easily come off. I don't know what it is. I will try various techniques. Anyway, if I was going to have this on display in a museum, I would put it on something like this. Oh, there. Ooh, it comes back. With a little motor, so it could go round and round, like a car at a car show. I don't know if they, what's that? Oh, little dust. I don't think Commodore ever did that. But you never know. Okay. So there is the Commodore Model 4016. The keyboard. Sounds good. Is it? I don't know. I've still not been brave enough to apply power to this. I would kind of like to somehow gotta think, how would I do this? I would like to, I think, apply power to this machine from another power supply. And there is a way to do this, if I remember rightly. Oop, that didn't go well. This thing I have this on may not nicely, okay, I'm not doing that. Never mind. Anyway, the cable that goes from the power connector, sorry, it goes from the power supply to the board, is on a connector. And I have found in the past, don't spin, that it is indeed possible, it's going to spin, it is possible to, okay, stop, no. Okay, spin. Anyway, it is possible to set up one machine next to another and run the power cord over. It may involve having the one machine backwards to the other. I think it would reach that way. Anyway, so if you're not sure of the power supply and you don't want to take everything to pieces, that is a possible way. We will see if that works. Not today, but at some point I will try that to see what is what. Because even though the fuse on this is good, I don't know, I just don't like the looks of the power supply. I don't see, there's no signs of burning or, anything. It just doesn't look good. So besides, the other thing of that is, in terms of troubleshooting, if I know I plug in a good power supply, I know the power supply is not the trouble. And if the machine does not come to life, then there are other issues to look at. And so, as with anything with troubleshooting, it is really best to do only one operation at a time and then see what's what. I was just writing back and forth to a fellow. He had a VIC-20 that wouldn't use the joystick port, even though he replaced the chips, and I strongly recommended that he, and this was thinking back to a Commodore 128 that I found in the garage that was dead, that before he do anything else, that he heat up and let the solder flow in the solder joints around the joystick connector, because cold solder joints happen, and especially with joystick connectors and power connectors and other things where plugs get pulled in and out, solder connections, even if you can't see that they're broken, they may be broken. Anyway, from what I've heard, he did in fact go and do this, and I think he checked many other, of the connector things, but basically heated them up, let the solder flow, and went from there, and now he's been playing games on his VIC-20. He had another one that was just produced, it would reset the disk drive when turned on, so something was happening in there, but no video was coming out, so I suggested the same thing. Check and resolder, or at least heat up, and sometimes maybe apply a little more solder to all these connections, because the video connector is also susceptible to, being pulled in, pulled out, pushed in, pushed out, twisted, maybe pulled on, and so the solder connections may have even microscopically failed. It's funny, electricity is an interesting thing. We use it all the time, but sometimes some things, even though they don't make any sense, they happen. Like I worked at a huge warehouse in Florida for a while, and one day the main machine that we needed to talk to the other computer stuff up in Tampa would not come on. It just would not. And my gut told me, change the power cord. But I called the supervisor and said, yo, we got trouble. And he was like, oh my God. And he called this IBM specialist to come in the middle of the night, and guess what? The power cord. But that same power cord works on other things. Who knows? Anyway, enough. This is now the first additional PET to move into this room, which means there's now an 8296 and a small screen 4016, and now a large screen 4016, which I believe really is a 4016. But more testing is required. So one last look at the latest model from Commodore, spinning on the pedestal at the World of Commodore show in Toronto. More spin. Not bad. Alright, stay tuned. Our PET explorations will continue. Bye for now.